Here we go. It's the beginning of the Salt Mine EU closed qualifier, and we have Joyo versus Flakes in what is a best of 3. It should be noted early in the bracket. We have best of 3s as these guys try and qualify for the main event. There's going to be 12 players playing in the main events, 4 of which come from this qualifier today, and 2 of which could be Flakes and Joyo, because it is a double elimination bracket. So this is our first match. Both these guys will have extra lives if they do end up losing this first round. But we see Flakes in the Octane, something that you guys might be a little bit surprised to see, because we are used to seeing Flakes play almost exclusively in exotic cars. But this is just a run-of-the-mill Octane with his battle bus wheels on it. And we'll see if his power slide cuts can get him past the likes of Joyo. When we've seen Joyo play 1v1 before, he does so in a very mechanical style. He definitely plays almost like it's a freestyle that is about showing off, but we've never had him play in a qualifier for a tournament as big as this one. So we'll have to see if that changes his mindset at all as Flakes flicks and absolutely booms the ball high above Joyo, who's trying to cheat in towards the back wall, and it was just too late. Such a great setup by Flakes. No half-flip recovery was going to be enough to get Joyo back. Flakes is going to be doing cheeky kickoffs, it seems, so far. He half-flipped on the first kickoff, super delayed this one. Joyo able to chip it around him, though. The prize pool for the entire tournament across all of Salt Mine 3 is $100,000. Now, the prize pool for this individual match is nothing necessarily. You get to keep moving on in the qualifier. So it could be worth a ton of money if you end up qualifying and then winning some money in the main event. But for now, they're just playing to stay alive. And yes, Joyo just did get absolutely burned on a fake from Flakes. And he is up 2-0. He comes in to this matchup as the higher seed. Although I think if you ask my Twitch chat, Joyo is actually favored according to you guys. I think a few more people voted for Joyo here, but look at this cut by Flakes. He knows how to just play on the ground, and Joyo could have flipped into that. It seems like he was trying to stay grounded himself and didn't fully commit to interrupting that shot. Flakes continues to be the mastermind with the ground dribble, and certainly one of the more repeatable play styles if you're somebody aspiring to be a top ones player. Although Flakes always loves to hide the fact that he's actually really mechanical, which helps him do all these power slide cuts and ground plays that he does so well. Joyo, air dribble reset. His flick is saved by Flakes. Happened a bit too close to the goal line to really be effective. Joyo needs to launch those from a position where he can get it over the top of Flakes and not when he's already right on top of him. Joyo has yet to find his offense, and in a best of 3, it's not the kind of situation you can afford to be searching for too long. He's looking to back pass off his back corner here. Flakes in position for that. Joyo trying to play with speed as he cut that ball off the side wall. There was a moment that Flakes didn't have boost, and Joyo was looking to capitalize on that opportunity, but he couldn't do so. He's got himself another possession, but he might have just handed it away with a missed wave dash on the ground. Flakes is so patient. He will stay glued to the back wall as he takes his ball away from Joyo. Took his boost as well. He wants to cut this infield as Joyo goes to grab the 100. And even though he didn't immediately succeed, he does have Joyo in a tough spot now. Flakes avoiding the Joyo bump, or at least trying to. You see him peeling off the back wall, which is obviously the preferable position to get rid of the ball from the orange half, but he needed to make sure he didn't get bumped. Problem is, he didn't account for Joyo cutting him off as well. And Joyo on the board. Delayed kickoff from Joyo. He's the one mixing it up, but it's definitely going to go Flakes' favor. So he has possession and the ball. His flick a bit high. Actually, very smart, soft touch in order to not lose the ball into his back corner just strong enough so that he should have been able to get a 100 boost and make a play off it, but actually Joyo takes it away. Runs out of anything to work with on his ground dribble, so forced into a low 50. Minute left to go, and Flakes, he's controlling the game, but he's controlling the game. Only a 2-goal lead, something that can very easily get wiped away with a couple resets by Joyo. This air dribble, though, led to losing the ball too much on that second reset. He could not protect it. Flakes sends it back to the blue half. Joyo dunked. Flakes not going to try and score this. In fact, not even going to try and get boost steals. He knows that he needs to just waste time. Joyo is tilting, I think, a little bit. The second okay from Joyo. He does not like Flakes looking to just keep possession. But what else is Flakes going to do in that position? He has no boost. He just has the ball and nothing to do with it. So he just took it back to his half. It's hard to blame him. But Joyo's on the board with 21 seconds. You know, that's what's the beauty of Salt Mine. Salt Mine is just a great name to always explain why players are acting the way they are. Certainly Flakes trying to mine a little bit of that salt right now. Joyo, though, connects with him. Flakes did not jump, and this is what I'm talking about. Flakes' lead is not safe. It felt like he controlled the game for a full 4 minutes and 30 seconds. But when you do so to a slight lead, all it takes is a quick surge. Now Joyo, is he about to end the game on a wall-to-air dribble? It's a best of 3. This game matters so much. The reset is low. Flakes backflipping into the corner. He actually has 78 boost to work with, but really smart play from Joyo. Not worrying about the ball, just going for Flakes, forcing him to get rid of it and tap the ball to the ground. So now we have ourselves an overtime. Crucial kickoff. Both players take a standard. Joyo, first touch is a reset. I don't think he's going to be able to get this on ball, or sorry, on net, I should say. And luckily for him, he was able to bump Flakes in order to prevent any real counterattack. So the possession is still his. Air dribble bump. Flakes is not going to have it. Pre-jumping it early. Wants to put one on target. The recovery from Joyo is just enough, though. Flakes wanting to put the ball behind Joyo. Saw him creeping out of net. Thought maybe he could sneak it behind him. Joyo stays there. Keeps it covered. Flakes diving into the corner. He's going to get no boost from this situation. He's just going to try and pressure Joyo into making a mistake on the goal line, and he hasn't seemed to do so. So now he's in trouble. Joyo with the advantage. The flick. Flakes sends it high to the backboard. And now Joyo, he'll try and turn this into a dribble. He can do anything. It's going to be an air dribble bump. He connects with Flakes, and it falls through the net. It'll be Joyo in game number 1. Flakes led way more than Joyo, but he didn't lead when it mattered. And a minute into overtime, Joyo takes game number 1 in a very short and crucial best of 3 series. Game number 2. Flakes and Joyo. Flakes starting with a mix-up on the kickoff again. This time to the tune of a slight delay. Now has a ball carry. Joyo waiting on the goal line. Flakes definitely differs from everybody else in those dribble situations in that instead of looking to break down with either flicks or 50s, he's always looking to break down with a cut. He's trying to get you facing the wrong way and cut it back around. Something that is fairly exclusive to him. Flakes is going to strike first as Joyo, bit of a desperation jump on that side wall to try and stay involved. Flakes backing off this air dribble from Joyo. Knows he needs to get up early. Joyo bumps him and is going to go for a second one. Gets the demo. Before the ball crosses in, Flakes is recognizing these air dribble bumps. Joyo realizes now that the best way to use his mechanics is not to try and see how many resets he can get in the process of scoring, but instead controlling air dribbles into bumping opportunities. And Flakes, who's actually been fairly passive defensively, might be forced into trying to stay on ball a lot more as Joyo gets free takes into the air. He's going to give him a nice shot because he undercut him here. Joyo trying to get this ball out of dangerous way. Had already used his flip when Flakes undercut him. Big kick up for Flakes. Works to perfection. He has the ball on the back wall, though. Joyo dove to try and make something happen, and this is going to be the easiest goal Flakes will get today. But when you watch Flakes games, you will see a lot of these. This does not happen to him, but it will happen the other way. He will not go all in, not make risky plays, but he will punish you every time you do. Joyo gets the first shot off this kickoff. He's going to play a little bit of the possession game. He takes all the boosts on the map. And now looking to control a dribble. Flakes, he's been air dribble bumped enough times that he should know that he cannot really back off. And you can see him shadowing a lot closer now. Before, he was going back all the way to net, allowing Joyo to get a ton of air on those dribbles. This time, he sticks around and makes Joyo think twice. The power slide cut. There it is. Flakes did it to him. He hits him with a sorry. But this is an absolutely nasty dribble. Joyo pre-jumped the hook shot. He threw the nice shot. Unfortunately, I made him watch it a little bit more. Delay kickoff from Joyo. Joyo, you know, has been forced to play this style when he doesn't take that wall to air dribble off of a kickoff win. Yeah, he's going to beat himself up over not being able to score that. Flakes has boost to work with. Knows he's not going to be able to beat Joyo to that back corner, though. So backs off wisely. Pre-jump maybe has Joyo thinking. But look at the double resets. Flakes. He might get power slide cuts. But Joyo is not leaving a 1v1 match without a multiple reset shots. And here it's going to be a double reset just over the top of Flakes. Delay kickoff. Oh, missed the corner boost. Fortunately for him, Flakes is not one to rush the play, though. Allowed him time to get back on the ball. Again, it's just a couple goal lead. I guess it's going to be 3 now. As Joyo, did he miss another dash? Deep in Flakes' half? That's hard to say. He had already made the mistake by the time the replay started. Both these guys delaying here. But it pays off in Flakes' favor. And he just refuses to shoot. It is such an interesting style. You watch so much ones, and everybody else does not have that patience around the net. But he will not shoot until you commit to a save. Again here, faking the shot. Trying to get Joyo up in the air. That was a single jump in an attempt to dodge the demo, but Joyo saw that coming. So he just met him in the air, took him off the map. Air dribble bump. You have to think for Joyo the way it's been working for him, and it will. Flakes has done a good job since getting air dribble bumps twice to defend close, not allow Joyo to ever get started, but those demos can be the separation needed to set it up. Flakes couldn't do anything about it after that. Here he is, taking to the midfield again. If you've watched a Flakes video on how to play, you've heard him stress that that's what you should do every single time he's with the ball, and he has caught Joyo again on his back wall. This time, dodging the demo successfully and retaking the 3-goal lead. Yo, Marnik, 88, thank you for the tier 1 for 2 months. Joyo kickoff win. Immediately to the air, but the setup was not nearly good enough. Flakes able to pre-jump it. Every moment of the dribble needs to be both protecting the ball and attacking the net in 1v1. As long as you're doing both, your dribble becomes impossible to defend against. Even those pre-jumps will just send you out of position, but it's so much easier said than done. There's very few. Joyo, not a fan. I think a little bit of salt is being mined. Not my fault, bro. I'm just playing the game. Oh, Joyo. He's just going to let Flakes score. Flakes is not even going to take it. Joyo seems like he's essentially forfeiting here with a minute left to go. I did not create this lobby, in case those of you have been on the channel a lot who are wondering whether or not we could just force it, end it with admin, but I don't know. Joyo might be starting up again. It's hard to say. It's enough to get Flakes dribbling the ball towards the net at least. Look at the Flakes. Flakes is just trying to show off that he can get multiple resets if given to the opportunity. 23 seconds. Joyo taps in a freebie. I don't know if he's going to now try and go for some miracle kickoffs. See if he can get 4 straight. Seems like he is, but Flakes should be able to stop that. So a game number 3 in the first round. I mean, we picked Joyo Flakes because it seemed like it might be a good one. Flakes able to put up a bit more offense this time around is the difference. Did not let the Joyo air dribble bumps get out of hand. And he's got himself a game 3. Game number 3. Flakes and Joyo. Who will move on in the Salt Mine 3 qualifier? As we mentioned before, it is not their last lives. Both of them will have one more opportunity if they are unable to win here in this first round. But you got to imagine going all the way through the lower bracket is not going to be easy. Joyo going to give Flakes the nice shots. It's really just Joyo's miss off the backboard that made it easy. Flakes didn't really have to respect too much that ball was headed in. Joyo reset. He gave it to free for Flakes. And this is the danger. This is the danger that every 1v1 player plays with, and something that it seems like Joyo is on the verge of, which is tilting out of the game. 2 goals down, 30 seconds in. He's far from out of it. But clear frustration, I would say. Joyo this time reset bump. Flakes able to get the save. Joyo might be able to stay with possession, but he is going to have Flakes chasing him down. Wall dash from Flakes. Doesn't quite catch him up to the ball. But Joyo has not been able to punish on counterattacks the way Flakes has when his opposition has come all the way to the back wall. Flakes, nice dodge. Early flip to make sure he did not just fall into the bump. And the shot was slow enough that he still was able to get the save. The follow-up, though, from Joyo bounces off the ground. And he's got himself his first goal. If you look through the bracket, remember this is a qualifying bracket. So if you're missing some of the big names, chances are they're either going to get invited to the main event or, unfortunately, they couldn't play. That'd certainly be the saddest option, but Joyo into another air dribble bump. Flakes has not fully learned his lesson. Hunter boost and backing off here at the midfield, allowing Joyo to start this dribble. Joyo wall to air dribble. You see Flakes at ceiling heights. Oh my goodness, did he just get a reset and pogo the ball? Or was there no reset? It's hard to say, because he definitely didn't use one if he did. But Joyo trying to get creative, and even though it doesn't work, he's able to get the follow-up and a rare bait out of Flakes. Too deep out of his nets. A 3-2 lead. But the Englishmen make it 4-2, the rare kickoff win for Joyo. Talked about potentially tilting out of the game after he handed Flakes the second goal of this game 3. But obviously, he gave himself the pep talk he needed. He has shook it off, and it's going to be 2 straight kickoff goals. Now Flakes needs to try and prevent the tilt. I want to see... Oh, he went for a wave dash kickoff, but Joyo delayed it just enough to pull Flakes high up into the air. That wave dash kickoff relies on a little bit of resistance on the other side of the ball in order to push the car back down. And when that resistance isn't there, it can lead to a result like that. So Flakes, will he be able to find offense? He did in game 2, but he struggled to do it in game 1. He actually just came way too far to net. That is the kind of mistake that I do not see often from Flakes, but I'm guessing it's a result of how aggressive Joyo has been with the demos. I think Flakes thinking I need to avoid Joyo chasing me down here. Joyo's been trying to play physical. Joyo had given up on making any play on the car. He was turning to get that wall pinch and start a counter. So 6-2. It's looking like a potential Joyo win here. Unless Flakes can get some offense going, and that flick is not going to be the start of it. Not only... Oh, wait, never mind. I gave Joyo maybe a bit too much credit. This is a soft dribble, and I just imagined the world in which Joyo controlled it. But, man, he held on to his flip there. Wasn't able to get back to the ball, and just too strong of a touch off the back wall. Kickoff win for Joyo again, though. He can ice out the game with kickoff wins. But he actually just handed the ball over to Flakes fairly simply. Flakes will take that air dribble if he has to, but if he's going to see Joyo on the ball, he will back off. Allow Joyo to just give it right back to him. He's going to go steal Joyo's boost. He doesn't just want 100, he wants Joyo on 0, and he's got him in net with very little. Can he break him down? This high flick will not be able to be affected by the boostless Joyo, who is creeping out, thinking about a pad, but this flick is unsavable. And that is a great breakdown of Joyo on defense. Joyo actually had 40 boosts left over. He throws him the nice shot, and really it was just a nice offensive possession. I mean, the flick was great too, but the way he's able to set it up. Joyo on the air dribble, he wants the bump. You know he does. Oh, Flakes couldn't quite get around it. Or I should say he did get around it, but then he matrixed the ball. I think there's a world in which he gets that flip and makes contacts. But it's not the world we live in. Down 3 with a minute 40. Flakes allowed to get a possession. Feel like Joyo's shadow is a bit close. He's hoping to flick it over the top of him. Joyo's going to boom this ball back to the corner. Flakes wants to cut it around him. Get him on the wrong side of the play. Way too strong of a touch here from Flakes. That touch will end his possession, most likely. A possession that he probably needed to score on with a minute left to go. He can't afford to come out empty on too many. He will try and cut this to the ground. That's going to be a really awkward ball to control, and Joyo knows it. And this is where the air dribble becomes so essential. I think Flakes could get around this and maybe play through the air. It's something he doesn't want to do, but in this situation, he had to do it. Because that ground dribble is way too easy to stop as soon as you see them going high around the wall and tapping the ball down. Joyo now with a 4-goal lead. Fakes. Flakes doesn't fall for it, but I mean, Flakes just needs to start diving. He has dug himself a hole here. If he drops to Joyo in round 1, 30 seconds, it would take a miracle. Joyo's just going to wait in net as he tries to wait out the time. 21 seconds. I think that's it. I think Joyo's going to move on. The first round of this EU qualifier going to go in favor of Mr. Moist Joyo. 5-goal lead with 10 seconds left to go. It all came down to game 1. Game 2, game 3, both dominated by the player who won it. But Flakes, he had controlled that game 1 up until the final moments. And the overtime went Joyo's way. That was the separator. Joyo going to try and put on a few reset shot for us to end here. But he will move on. And he might know who he's facing. Let me see. He might be facing... Oh, no, not yet. Either Killiers or Grama in the next round. It's okay. Just unnecessary. GG's.